I first got into building guitar amplifiers when I was given an amplifier kit for Christmas. It didn't come with any instructions, it was just all the components and a layout diagram. You have to kind of figure it out yourself. I built it and it worked, and I was actually quite unsatisfied with it because I wanted to know more. I wanted to understand why that worked differently to another amp that I'd seen. I then went out and got another one and did the same and took it in a different direction, and actually looking back now, both of those amplifiers sounded terrible. But it's all part of the learning curve and trying to understand what's going on. It wasn't until I started building and then discovering the whole design side behind it that my interest really peaked, and I just wanted to absorb and learn as much as I could. And then I built a third amplifier, and it actually sounded really good, and I took it down the local jam night, and someone said, "Oh, will you build me one of these?" And it just snowballed slowly up to a point where I could run the business full time. For me, the perfect amplifier has got to achieve two things. It's got to, one, have its own voice, so it doesn't sound like another amplifier you build. It's got to be different. It's got to add its own thing to the guitar sound, but it's also got to allow every little nuance of your guitar tone and your playing to come through. So the simpler the guitar amplifier design, on paper you'd think it'd be quite easy to get right, but actually when you've got less components and less opportunity to tweak something, you've got to get each stage right. Everything is critical. The more times that you amplify, EQ and attenuate the signal, the more is actually taken away from it rather than adding to it. So the less times you do that, the more of your original tone comes through. And a big part of playing the guitar is that feedback loop you have between yourself, the guitar, and the amplifier. The first dedicated guitar amplifiers started to come out post-World War II, so around 1946. It really took the manufacturers 10 years of development to hit the sweet spot. And it was from that point, of 1957, when the Tweed Bassman came out. Guitarists plugged into it and went, that's giving me the sound I want. Technology has come a long way. We've got modelling amplifiers now, and we've got all sorts of functions and features, but the fundamental amplifier design all really stems back to that Tweed Bassman. I believe those sounds are more truthful, they're more open, they're more varied, in fact. And when you've got an amplifier that hasn't got all the bells and whistles and is just a single channel amplifier, and you've really got to spend time dialing it in or working in, the results are far more rewarding than any box on the floor that's got a million sounds in it. I think it's important to take your time when building these things. It's meant to last a lifetime, and the manufacturing process and the effort and the thought that goes into that should reflect that. I take big pride in trying to have a nice, aesthetically looking chassis in terms of wiring and component layout, even if most people won't see that. I still build every amplifier one by one, by hand, and I want people to know that I'm building it for them. I could be a lot less neat with it, a lot messier, but I choose to try and make it as neat and aesthetically pleasing as possible. And I think that's important.